Hello? 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 I'll be back. All right. Trades. What kind of trades can we take today? All right, sorry, let me get set up here. Appreciate the likes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Get set up here. Appreciate it. Oh, shit. All right. We're good now. We are ready to rumble. What do we have today? All right, so let's start off on the 15-minute chart. I need to start coming in earlier because I'm like starting to analyze when the market's already ripping. Let me take some of this off. All right, all right. We got, so pretty much 245 level is that pre-market low. Where is it? 23,245. 23,2. Alright, so we have pre-market low down there. Let's start to kind of mark this up. Sorry, I'm trying to, I mean, we'll see what happens here, too. I mean, we got kind of this low right here. I mean, I would prefer it. Nah, to be honest, I'm not going to take that low. It's right at VWAP, so I'm going to be looking for kind of, I'm going to be looking for this low kind of to be put in. And if we take out this low right here, we could also kind of tap into this gap, which would be pretty interesting for a move on up. Would be pretty. And look at this. We're tapping into this gap, and we have a pivot point right there, and we have the 200 right there. So let me actually extend this also. I really like this low. So these two kind of lows, and obviously if it starts pushing up, maybe these highs right here would be interesting. But let's see what happens. I mean, go back to the 1 minute chart and see what's going on. Alright, 1 minute chart. We're right trying to break that 200 right here. We have that 200. So we'll see if we can do something with that 200. I mean, come on, NASDAQ. And then we got VWAP right above that 200 is the VWAP right there. So right now it's currently trying to break VWAP. I top tick that PD area rejection block, but there looks to be a good buying pressure. Yeah, well, we're right at VWAP in the 200, so it's gonna have a little bit of trouble. It's always like that. As soon as it gets kind of to the VWAP, we always see this, like, you know, kind of buying pressure come in if we're above it, and then selling pressure come in if we're below it. We'll see what happens if we can kind of, and it is like if you were short, right? That this would, like, say you got short, right? This would be kind of an area to keep an eye on. Potentially maybe taking profits if that's part of your strategy. Maybe take partials off, you know, or kind of understand in your mind that this is going to be a tough level to get through and they could potentially bounce right here. And we kind of took out that low, you see? We have this low right there. We got this low right there, and it kind of just, it took it out, and now it's moving back up. But we'll see. Yeah, it's gonna have, we have this kind of resistance up here too. So that's why it's kind of rejecting off this area, because we have that resistance right there. So if it can't get through that resistance, then probably gonna see it go down. I'm only in one mini, so if I don't get it stopped out, I'm not mad about it. Yeah, that's the mindset. That's a good mindset to be in, right? Yeah, I mean, you understand. It's like, if I get stopped out, I'm not mad about it. That's honestly, that's a signifier that you're taking good trades, right? When you can, after, say you get stopped out, when you take a trade and after the trade, you say, like, if I get stopped out on this trade, and I've had trades where I've gotten stopped out on, and I'm like, I look back and I'm like, I still would have taken that trade. All day long, I would have taken that trade. Even though maybe I got stopped out on it, that's still a trade that I would take every single time I see it. Even the most perfect trade is going to have losses, so. But yeah, that's a good mindset to be in. Oh, micro. Yeah, that, I was about to say, one mini is actually pretty heavy size. For, at least for me, it depends, I guess, on your account. Maybe it's, for some people it's not heavy size, but for me, yeah, that would be. But yeah, one micro is the way to go. I mean, especially, you don't really have too much emotions in it. You don't have too much, like, risk on the table, so you kind of, you know, you don't get too emotional about the trade, which is a good spot. Yeah, at all-time highs, I'd be trading minis. Hey, some people are crazy, man. I've seen some people all-time highs, freaking let's go hard, let's go all in. 5 minis, all-time highs. Yeah, and all-time highs are pretty, it's a pretty risky spot to take shorts off of even. I've gotten, to be honest with you, I try not to even short anymore all-time highs. I've gotten burned from trading all-time highs. And I kind of just try to stay out of it. We got a lot of, like, I mean, it's, if you look on, if we go to the 15-minute chart, right, there's a lot of Yeah, like you said, there's a lot of buying pressure here. If you look at all these wicks, look at all these wicks down here. So wick, 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 wick. So it's getting bought up at this area. But that's to say, if we break through it, I mean, we're freaking, we going down. I mean, it's holding view. It's under view op right now. It's above the 200, but it's under view op. So it's just like a patience game to see what it does. I mean, I want it to go lower. It doesn't, so. The top tick demons. XR, no, this is NQ. I should probably put that on the chart, on the screen. Type it in. It's NQ futures. Or actually, in my case, MNQ, because I'm trading micros, but the NASDAQ future. Alright, we're breaking below the 200. We got it. Let's go. Keep it going down. See what happens. If they break that 200. If they break that 200, my next levels of area are kind of this low right here. And then if it doesn't like hold this low, and then they take out this low, this is I prefer, honestly, I prefer this bottom low to get taken out for me to take an entry. That bottom low looks way better for me. So, and if you look, right, like I said before, look on the 15-minute chart. That bottom low kind of aligns with, if we take out this bottom low, right, we have a gap right there. We have this gap right there, and then right below it, there's a gap too. And then if you look to the right, not only do we have the 200 also right there on the 15-minute, and then we have the pivot point right there. So me in my mind, I can understand we're probably going to get some buying pressure come in at this level if it ends up taking this low right here. Probably going to get some buying pressure come in. That's kind of what I want to see. That low to get taken out, buying pressure start coming in versus a gap, and we start moving back up. But that's if we get down there. I mean, it's still kind of going sideways. One thing I always freaking forget is checking news. I need to check news. You trade day? Yeah, I'm on here every day pretty much. Very rarely do I miss a day of trading, so unless like I'm sick or like I had missed a couple days because they were doing some maintenance crap on Comcast, so I couldn't trade. But other than that, yeah, I'm live every day. All right. What was? Oh, news. It's important to check news, because last thing you want to do is be in a trade and then news comes out and you freaking get stopped out because of some stupid news. All right. What's today? Friday. Oh, today's Friday. Ooh, yeah, baby. 10 o'clock prelims. Michigan sentiment or consumer sentiment. Dang. 10 o'clock. I mean, it's not red folder news, but it could have an impact on the market. So 10 o'clock, gotta be careful. What time is it right now? So about 13 minutes or so till that news hits. I'm up hella fat. Dang. Yeah, keep it. Protect the fatness. 2330. 2330. Where is 23? Oh, it's pushing back up. Oh, you're looking for like these kind of psychological levels too. You got to keep in mind, right? Those like 23,300, right? These kind of like whole number psychological levels also for some reason hold as kind of like a pretty big resistance and support level. Like whole psychological numbers like that 22,000 or 23,300 level. That's up here, right here. You know, I know you don't really see it on my chart, but it's right there. longed at the very bottom. Oh, dang. I mean, I can kind of see why someone would possibly long right there. I wouldn't even, I don't really have an entry. My entry would have to be based on like my strategy. If I long, my entry would have to be right here, where it is right now, which obviously I'm not trying to go long at the very top of this move. So, but I mean, it did sweep liquidity. You could see right there. Look at that. It literally came down here, swept that liquidity right there, and started moving back up. So, if we had a gap like down here, it would be very interesting. Now that we kind of like, look at this. We put in this structure right here, so we broke it. So now pretty much they have to hold this, right? This 23,281 level has to hold in order for it to keep going up. If this level doesn't hold, we're gonna go back down to the lows. But it's a pretty good area for it to have some form of a bounce off of, right? And you can see these wicks right there. Like, a lot of buying pressure is going to step in right there. Because old resistance turns into new support. So this was resistance. It broke out. Now that old resistance kind of has to hold as support in order for it to continue going back up. And those are all-time highs pretty much. So, I mean, I can kind of see it probably going up all-time highs. I mean, it could probably easily go back up to all-time highs. I tried trading for a week, failed miserably. Dude, trust me, I failed plenty of times. I've blown so many accounts. I've blown live accounts. I mean, my learning curve was crazy. And I used to get so pissed off when I took a loss. Hey, I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I used to trade options, here's the true story. I'm not even lying. When I traded options, I had an account, right? And I got into this trade. It went against me, right? And me being a newbie in trading back then, I held, right? I kept moving my stop loss down, down, down. I failed to accept the loss. And I just kept moving my stop, moving my stop. I blew my freaking account. And that was an account that I had a win streak on. And I blew the account in one trade because I was stupid and I didn't take like my loss. I didn't accept it. I blew my account and I got so pissed off. I had a coffee mug, not a coffee mug, like, oh yeah, a coffee mug, those metal coffee mugs. And I took that coffee mug and I freaking just threw it on the ground and smashed it. I was so pissed. Never again after that did I ever not stick to my plan. Now, I'm very strict about sticking to my plan. If I take a loss, I take a loss. Like, it is what it is. There's always tomorrow. But the one thing I don't want to do, right, is blow my account and then not be able to trade tomorrow because I blew my account. So, but yeah, for me, it was a big learning curve. All these mistakes I made, I had to make the mistakes and then I had to get burned enough times to learn it. But it's a learning lesson. Like, you know, it's the saying, some people learn from other people's mistakes, and then some people have to learn from their own mistakes. I'm somebody who's clearly has to learn from his own mistakes instead of, but yeah, as long as taking a loss isn't bad, as long as you had a plan, right? If you're just trading willy-nilly, taking random trades and taking losses, the thing about that is you can't learn, because if you're taking random trades that you have no idea why you're taking along, then you won't be able to learn from your mistakes, right? At that point, it's just clearly just gambling. You're just buying at random areas and hoping it goes up. But if you have a plan and you take a loss, and then you can kind of analyze, why did I take a loss? Did I do everything? And maybe you did everything correctly, but still took a loss, which still happens, right? But maybe you did something wrong. Maybe you should have entered a little bit earlier or a little bit later. But yeah. Wait for the next candle. Confirmation. I got stopped out earlier, still profit, but I would have hit TP if I put in a break even. Yeah, I mean, oh, if you put in I stopped out early, still profit, but would have hit TP. I'm assuming if you didn't put in a break even, you would have hit TP. I don't like break even stops. I really don't. I have a video. You can see my video. that I posted earlier of a trade that I took on my TikTok. And it was a perfect example why I don't take break-even stops. And I was literally explaining it, and it exactly happened. Where I would have got stopped out break-even, and it went immediately to my TP. And I was pretty much saying that I would got more on tilt. Like, for my psychology, it affects me more getting stopped out break-even and then it hitting my TP, right? And then I'll start revenge trading. I would rather take a loss and just follow my plan, take a loss. It has a less of an effect on my mental state than me, you know, break-even, then hitting TP. So I just let it work out. If I go into a trade, it's either hitting my TP or it's hitting my stop. But some people, hey, some people put break-even stops and it works for them. If that's what works for you, that's, you know, that's fine. Something that works for one person may not work for somebody else, just because of your psychology. But I put it below just because of the news at 10. Yeah, you got to be careful with that news. And look at this candle. Like, what was that? Like I said, if it doesn't hold, right? If it can't hold this resistance, or I mean support now, it's gonna dump. And literally, they tried to hold it up right here. As you can see, they bounced it. Buyers stepped in, and they just massive dump down. They couldn't hold it. And that's why it's like, if somebody was trying to get long right there, you have to have a stop right there. If you don't have a stop, I mean, this could continue going lower and lower, and at that point, you're just... Oh, about to get filled out? Oh, I wish I was about to get filled out. Pause. Ugh. All right, I mean, it's getting closer to my... Let's see if it could actually do it. PNL 2300. Dang. Yeah, that's pretty good. Protect it. Protect it. It's Friday. Don't do anything stupid. Don't lose it. Cuz that's also a bad spot when you're up that amount of, when you're up that much and then you continue trading and then you lose it all. You're like, "Oh, and you have to go into the weekend thinking about it. Like, protect it, man. Maybe not. Don't even trade anymore." I was up 4K. I was up 4K, but lost 2K, so now I'm done. Yeah, it's a good spot to just walk away at that point. If you took your trades, you took your setups, you made your money, you're up. It's a Friday. I would take the win and walk away. I'm probably looking for one trade today. If I could take one trade today, I mean, if something else sets up, maybe I'll take it, but one and done is the way to go. You find your setup, you take your trade, you take your profit or take a loss, and there's always tomorrow. Gone to Chick-fil-A. That sounds good. Chick-fil-A actually has a pretty decent, I like their, what's it called? I like their breakfast, their burrito bowl. Not burrito bowl. Their breakfast bowls. It's pretty good. With that sauce. Oh, dang. Making me hungry. I haven't had breakfast. I made 76% of them. Now I keep selling. But made 76% of it on XRP, selling highs, buying low. But I keep selling too soon and buying too late. Yeah, selling too soon, buying too late. I mean, if you're profiting and you're still if you're profiting, you can't have that mindset where you're like, oh, I missed the whole move. Your goal in trading is not to catch the whole move. Your goal in trading is to catch a sliver of the move, right? To be able to predict some of the move, not to get in the beginning of the move and not to get out at the end of the move, right? You want the move to start happening, you get in kind of in the middle, you catch a little sliver of it, and then you get out. Because you want to be able to take trades with the highest probability that it's in your favor. But yeah, you can't beat yourself about like not taking the whole move. It is what it is. I mean, yesterday I took profit, and yesterday it ran up like another freaking 100 points after I took profit. But, you know, I can't be mad at that, because if I end up holding and never selling, what's going to happen is it's going to stop me out more times than, you know, it's going to keep going. So I'm fine with not even catching the whole move. All right. It needs to stop doing this, like, crap. Go lower. Let's go. Bruh. Man, dude, this is like... Alright. Man, this area is just... I mean, look at this, pretty much all night long, right? Kind of. 6, where's 6? 8, 4, 6. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock was like right there. Okay, so that's kind of where market opened right there. 6 o'clock. It's been literally going sideways all night long. It's been going sideways. All night long, freaking sideways action. I hope it doesn't go sideways today. I mean, it is kind of an indicator, right? If we've been sideways all night long, there's a possibility we could continue going sideways today. Look at this. Holy crap. What is this, dude? Oh, is that news? Oh, that's news. See? It's exactly why it's exactly why you don't want to be in a trade on news. Look at that. Can you imagine getting stopped out and then it just immediately dumps down in your favor just because of news? Oh my gosh. My entry is waiting for 233s. 233. Let's see where's 233? Okay, right there. Oh, your entry is literally where my line is. See, that's what I was saying. Yeah, that this right here, this line is that 233 level. This blue line, which I would be looking for longs potentially there, and if it can't confirm that it wants to continue going up, I would much rather have this, I would much rather take a long at 215 if it could show me signs. If it can get down there and it could show me signs, that 215 level for me looks way better. Because look on a 15-minute chart for that 215 level, right? This bottom 215 level, we have that 200 right there, and then we have a pivot point right there that aligns perfectly with it. And then if you look to the left, right, you got these lows and it taps into this gap, and then there's a gap right there too. So you got all these gaps right here that it could fill, right? Then you have a pivot and a 200. So that's what I wanted to kind of sweep, tap back into here, and then potentially start going up. And the other thing is that this first line right there, we're kind of close to view up. So one thing I have to be mindful of is if I do take a long right there, if I do take a long right here, view up is right there. View up is literally right above the 200 is view up. So if it do take a long, I got to be careful about maybe potentially taking profits right there, because we can reject. I mean, you could see this area is just chop fest. All right, they're dumping it down. They kind of had to get through this imbalance in order to continue going up. News kind of filled it, but it's rejecting it pretty. It's pretty hard rejection. Makes sense. Yeah, and that's kind of how I look for my entries. I want my entries to be the highest probability. And also, I mean, the lower it goes, right, the higher, the more likelihood it's going to bounce, kind of, too. But you want the confirmation. That's the thing. You want it to sweep the liquidity. You want it to continue going up. and show you that buyers are actually starting to step in at that area. You don't want to guess that it's going to go up from here. You want to be able to see a confirmation that people are stepping in. All right, it's breaking these lows now. Let's see what happens. Come on. Dump it. Dump it, dump it, dump it. And I had a pretty good week this week with my trades. So I'm kind of like, I gotta be careful. If I take a long, I want a straight shot. I don't want any like, I don't want any resistances. So this is also, if it sweeps this low right here, right? If it sweeps this low, this is gonna act as a resistance now. Not to say it won't go through it, but I gotta keep in mind that this can act as a resistance. It can reject off this area. So, alright. Come on, NASDAQ. Go. Keep it going. Push it. Push it. Push it. Alright, there's that 233 level. I haven't swept it yet, but it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. The only thing is it's not forming any gaps, really. There's this gap right here, but obviously I don't want to take a long at view up. So, right below view up, actually. I needed to aggressively sell off and form a gap. It's maybe one of those days where no gap tip forms and like we get no, man. It's been kind of sideways. Sideways is not the best. Push it. Push it. Let's go. Push it. Push. Push. Harder. Push. There you go. There you go. Good job. All right. Let's see what happens here. Are they gonna dump it hard or are they gonna tap into it and let's go. Come on, NASDAQ. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. Come on. Push it. Push it. Push it. Push it. Oh, they're bouncing it. Sorry. I was doing something on my... Bouncing. Those son of a guns. They're bouncing it. They didn't take it out. What are you doing? You left a low. You forgot the low. They forgot it. Yo, you forgot someone. The train is departing the station. And they forgot a passenger. Bruh. Bruh. Oh, brother. Actually, I mean, they took out pre-market lows. Where's that? There's a pre-market. The pre-market low was 245. Was pre-market low. On NQ, on the NQ chart, 245 was pre-market low. So right here, this area was pre-market low. And here's the other thing about gaps, right? These like little tiny gaps, you don't want to trade off of tiny gaps. They don't really hold. It's the big gaps that hold. When you say entry, is that the price per share? There's no shares. This is futures. But when I say entry, is that price per share? Entry is just, entry. It's buying. It's either I'm buying or selling. Buying to get long, selling to get short. So it took out these, pre-market lows, but we'll see what happens. So they're rejecting off this resistance right here. Remember I said, right? I said if we sweep it. It didn't sweep it, but look at that. It came back up, and it's testing that resistance. Get a pretty hard rejection off that resistance. Now we're kind of moving back up. Seeing if we break that resistance. If we break this resistance, close above this gap, we could potentially go for another high. But right now, it's looking pretty... You see sellers are stepping in pretty aggressively. Man, the patience part is the hardest. To be able to wait for that good, perfect setup. Come on, Nasdaq. I need to go lower. Come on. Come to Papa. Selling it off. Come on. You can do it. Oh, it's today? Oh, crap. That's it. Oh, man, I forgot. I have to do something today. Don't forget. Ugh. Alright. See, if we take out this low, the only issue is I would need some pretty big displacement with a gap that gets formed. So that if I do take a long, I take a long right here. I don't want to take a long up here, because if I take a long up there, I'm going to get burned. We got view up and we got the 200 right there. So I'm not trying to see if we can get through it. Me being in a trade. But yeah, man. I would prefer this bottom one. Come on. If it can ever get through these levels. Dump it. Come on. You can do it. We got... What's going on the 15 minute? This is kind of, if you look at this right here, right? We got these levels, we got this level. After this bottom level I have right there, where is it gonna, I guess right there. This next level after this bottom level, if it does get through it, it's this resistance right here. This has to hold as support. Oh, sorry. This has to hold as support. And if it gets through that, we're going for these lows. So I'm just looking at the areas where it's like potentially gonna go if it. So let's see, we're breaking it now. We're about to hit it. Nope. Dude, they'll get so close to that line and then they just freaking rip it back up. Yo, appreciate the likes. Thank you. Hey, rip it right back up. Come on. Come on, son. Come on, son. All right. You're gonna be like that. Oh, there he goes. Come on. Come on. There it is. All right, let's see what happens. Are they gonna break it down through this? Now that we swept it, right? What's the next thing we gotta look for? We swept it. Now we gotta see if buyers start coming in. I need a gap to get formed. Sellers need to keep pushing, whatever, do their thing. A gap needs to get formed, and then buyers start to step in. Those two confirmations more I'm looking for. Gap, and then buyers step in and push it and close above that gap to continue, to show me that they want to continue going higher. Right now, like this, at this area, I have no idea if it's going to keep going lower. Appreciate the follow. I have no idea if it's gonna keep going lower, if it's gonna go higher, right? I'm just guessing. Like if you're trying to get long at randomly here, you don't know if it's gonna keep going lower. Which you never know, but the probability is higher for it to keep going lower because it hasn't confirmed that it wants to go higher. And there's no gaps yet, so I mean there's no entry even to go higher. Like I said, man, I want this bottom level. I hope it gives me an entry on this bottom. All right. I like it. I like it. I really like it. Let's see. This is not looking bad. I just need an entry. So far I don't see a setup. Oh no. Give me something, please. All right, there's the other one. There it is. Let's see what happens. I need a gap. I need a gap. There's no gaps. There's no gaps. There's no entry for me. Look at that. They tapped right into it. Now they're pushing. But this is the problem. There's no gaps for me to go long off of. Which sucks. Kind of sucks, but I gotta stick to my rules. No gaps, no gaps. That's not to say that there's not going to be formed. They can still form a gap. There's not, you know. See? See, this is why you don't try to predict. Just because it's here doesn't mean it's not going to go lower. You wait for it. It swept it, but it's still kind of, it wants to go lower. It wants to go a little bit lower. I'm locked in. I'm locked in. All right, patience, patience. Look at that. Starting to... See, all these buyers are stepping in right there. We got so many buyers stepping in. Oh. It's like as soon as it, look at that, as soon as they push it down, it gets bought up. Oh God. Man, this price action. It's not that it's bad, it's just freaking sucks. Sucks that there's no entry for me. Like there's a super tiny gap right there, but I don't like that's very insignificant. So that's like me stretching just to take a long, like just because I'm See that? Buyers. Damn. Look at that. They're stepping in. They left me. What do you mean by gaps? I mean like this. I'll show you an example. Also, I call like imbalances, right? So for example, this one right here, right? Look at this. Look what price did. Say we have this low right here, right? What price did was it dropped so much, and you see this gap between, there's a gap right here between the candles. So see how most of these candles, they're like touching together? The price has filled it. But here you have this big gap in price. And so what I usually do is I can mark out that gap. You know, mark it out like this. From the bottom of this candle to the top of this candle. And you have this gap in price. And what I was looking for when I say gap is I want it to dump down. What I wanted it to do right there was dump down, form a gap like this. And then once it sweeps that liquidity, starts pushing up and closes above the gap. Once it closes above the gap, that's my entry point to go long for the next liquidity point. So you do have like this really tiny gap, but that's me trying to just, like right there, there's an insanely tiny gap right there between those two candles. But I don't like taking that, like, it looks like it's working out, but I've gotten burned by these tiny little gaps and I just prefer not to take them. But it looks like it's working. I mean, it looks like I still would have been break even. If I would have took a long, it would have been right there at that close of that candle. And my TP would have been these highs right here, the body highs. But I don't, see how it, like, these tiny gaps, it, like, I mean, this one's holding kind of, but like, a lot of times it breaks through them. It doesn't really, there's not much weight to them. Damn, it really tapped that gap and it looks like that trade would have been good. No regrets, though. No regrets. If there would have been, like, a bigger gap like this, that would have been way better. Damn. I'm telling you, these, like, look, these, like, sweeps of the lows are awesome. Sweeps of the lows, sweeps of the highs. Holy. Oh. Look at that. What? They started pushing it up and said, nah, bro. Nah, bro. Nah. And they're rejecting off this resistance. That's a decent resistance right here. Dang, it's pretty. That was a pretty hard drop. That's crazy. So I'm okay from here, right? Now if I look at the 15-minute chart, like if we can't hold this and we keep dumping, and it's kind of filling in these gaps. You see this? There's a gap right there. So it filled that gap. There's another gap right there, but if it can't really hold this, we could potentially go down to this kind of like, we have this resistance right there that it could bounce off of. So see, it's trying right now. It's trying to hold this area. We're getting buyers stepping in, but it's the thing, if not enough buyers continue stepping in, it's going to go lower. Still getting buyers. What are you on? What do you mean? Oh, this is NQ. NASDAQ. I tried to trade ES for a while. The ES just moves slower. I don't like the way. ES is the more conservative one. I'm not sure what the line's called. These lines right here? These lines are liquidity points that I have marked out. Like areas of interest for me. And if you, I'll show you why. It's on the 15-minute chart. Right? If I zoom out, they're like these levels where price has aggressively bought, right? So look at pre-market. It kind of like this level right here, you see price kind of like buyers aggressively stepped in at this price. So that's why I was kind of looking for buyers to continue aggressively stepping in. They didn't step in aggressively. I have this one too marked out. They kind of tried to step in at this line. Tried to step in but couldn't hold it, and now it's dumping lower. And now kind of we could bounce. We can go down to like this like 145 level would be a resistance. I mean a support level. So that would turn into support to have to hold. But other than that, I don't see why I mean there's one more gap, but it looks like it just wants to go lower. And for me right now, since I take liquidity, I take like sweeps of highs and lows. At this point, the next area of interest would be down here, unless we get like to go long, right? Maybe I could take a short, right? If we somehow give me like structure for a short, I would potentially take a short. But as for a long position, I'm not looking for a long kind of until we get down here, which I don't know if it's gonna get down there. So like right now, I would be interested in potentially looking for a short. Maybe now if it comes up here and kind of like sweeps this liquidity and shows me that it wants to continue going down. So I don't know. I mean, just gotta be patient with it. I'm not about to give away. I had a good week this week. Being patient and taking my trades. I mean, I don't even know if I had a losing trade this week. Maybe one losing trade. I don't remember. I remember my winning ones. It's going to hit that yellow line and go back up. Yeah, well, this yellow line right there is a... it's a pretty strong... It's a pivot point, so... we could start seeing some buying pressure here at this line. And buyers need to hold it. I mean, if buyers can't hold it... and it's just a battle, right? Look at this line. Buyers are starting to step in. Now, if we get to this resistance, we're going to see some selling pressure come in. At this kind of like old support turn into new resistance. Let's see if some selling pressure comes in at this level right here. None yet. Nope, not yet. And if sellers can't step in aggressively enough to push it back down, and buyers overtake it, then we're kind of going for these highs right here. But yeah, like these levels right here. Also, remember in the beginning of the live, I said this line. This is why this level was kind of like, for me, it was a good area of interest because of this right here. The fact that we have that 200 and there's a pivot point right there, and look how aggressively it bounced off there. It's got a lot of buyers starting to step in at that level. You see that? See that? Buyers pushed it up, and I said we could potentially get aggressive selling start to come in at this like old support turn into new resistance. So now we're kind of tapping into this area. We see sellers start to try to push it back down. If sellers can't push it back down, we're going for these highs right here. Most likely. It's very like... What's that yellow line under the pivot point? So it's the 200. I don't know the way it calculates it, but like, you see this right here? So this yellow line is kind of the same indicator, right? It's just on a different time frame. So I think it just does a little bit different of a calculation. But this is the, that's the only indicator I have on my chart, so I'll pull it up. It's the, right here, EMA, on the EMA 1 minute, it's the 200 EMA. So that's the 200 EMA, and then when I go to the 15-minute chart, it just calculates it differently. But that's pretty much the same indicator. It's just on a different time frame. Which it seems to be holding. And you could see, like, look at this. If I go on the 15-minute chart, look at this. I mean, look, it bounced. It's a pretty good level. It's a pretty good indicator to not trade off of, but to understand that we could get some form of a bounce like we did earlier. Or rejection. Look at that, it's bouncing again. At this point, I'm looking for, I kind of want to take a short. And let me see something real quick. If I go to the 15-minute, right now, if we kind of push up, here's the thing also. If we kind of push up to this level, we're probably going to see some kind of like selling pressure come in at this high right here. This 15-minute candle high. Look, there's an imbalance right there, right? There's this imbalance, and then there's this kind of like old support turned into new resistance. So my thing is, if we can push up and we can tap into this imbalance and it can confirm that sellers step in aggressively and gives me an entry, I could potentially go short for back down. Because, right, look at this. You got to think about it this way too. All, like, pretty much pre-market has just been going sideways. So this whole level right here has been constantly support. Pretty much all market long, all pre-market. So now, if we push up, that level can potentially turn into resistance. So we'll see. I don't know if it goes there, but that's kind of like my next area. If it does push, which pretty much, and also it aligns good with if it does sweep this, we got the 200 right there, and right above it we got the view op. So that's another thing that it's going to have trouble getting through. So if I want to take a short, I want the market to have trouble to get through certain levels. I want there to be more resistance so that it has a harder time continuing going up, and it drops in my favor if I do go short. So right now buyers are stepping in. Let's see. I'm looking for the next short. Yeah, and we're bearish, right? Overall right now market sentiment is bearish. Just took a long on the low. Yeah, that's not, I mean, it's not a bad, but in my opinion, if you do take longs, you got to be quick with it, right? You don't want to just take a long and just be like, okay, it's going to go to pre-market highs. Like, if you do take a long, you got to understand that overall market sentiment right now is bearish. So there's the kind of the bears are in control. We got more selling pressure below view up, below the 200 than buying pressure. So if you do take a long, you got to be careful and take scalps. Yeah, but that's not to say you can't make money with a long here. I'm just kind of like, I'm looking for this right here. So at this point right now, right? Let me take this off. At this point right now, I'm looking for this line right here. My ideal setup right now would be potentially push up, maybe take out this high right here, kind of tap into view up, tap into that 200, and then reverse off of that. And potentially give me a setup to go short. Yeah, or trail your long. Yeah, that's not a bad thing either. Price just retraced 50% of yesterday's move. That's a massive retrace. Yeah, I don't know if there's news that's kind of like causing it to continue going down, or I mean it's a pretty decent retrace. So 50%, I mean, we could see a bounce here, yeah. If it's 50% of yesterday's move, we could see. This probably doesn't matter, but like four red candles and then a green candle, or 2, then 4 red. I mean, candle structure does matter. If you look at, I mean, if you have a candle that kind of engulfs 3 candles, right? I mean, where's an example? Like even something like this. Like, look at this red candle, right? Buyers started to push it up. You have from this. Oh, hold on. I have to solve this puzzle real quick for TikTok, because they think I'm trying to make sure I'm not a bot, and I'll explain it. Come on. All right, I'm back. What was I saying? Oh, so this like candle right here, right? Look how much candles it took out. So you have buying pressure here, kind of buyers step in, and then one massive red candle that takes out like freaking 15 green candles. So that tells you a lot. The shorts are aggressively stepping in, and look what price did, right? They tried to buy it back up. Sellers aggressively pushed it back down. So like these kind of like candle structures do matter. You got a Discord? No, I don't have a Discord. All free. I don't have a course. I don't have a Discord. I don't have any of that. I mean, it's... I have a YouTube that I started, but this was like, it's a very new YouTube. I try to post some stuff on there, but I trade every day live. So if you have any questions, I mean, feel free to ask. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate it. Oh, man, I'm really hungry. I think I need to start eating breakfast. Appreciate the follow. What site are you using? This is Ninja Trader. So, when I started trading futures, I went with Ninja Trader because they're like one of the most popular futures brokerages out there. So I just went with the most popular one. I haven't had any issues with them. So Ninja Trader was actually like, I really have never had any issues with them. Yeah, that's how you spell it. Ninja Trader. Like, ninja. But I trade with prop firms. So I use Ninja Trader, and then I trade with prop firms. I don't trade my own capital. I have 10 funded accounts, and then I'm trying to get 4 more I'm passing 4 more evaluation accounts. I'm up. My profit target for those evaluations is 3K. I'm up, some of them I'm up 2K, and some of them I'm up 1,500. So hopefully by the end of the month I can pass those accounts. And then if I pass these 4 evaluation, I'll have 14 funded accounts. So I'm trying to and I'm trying to keep 2 accounts separate. I have 10 accounts that I have all I look for is pre-market highs and pre-market low liquidity sweep. Pretty much same strategy, but only with pre-market high, pre-market low sweeps. And then the 4 accounts that I'm getting funded right now, I want these accounts to be like scalping accounts. Kind of like, right, these kind of like scalping trades where I look for like these internal liquidity sweep kind of like trades. It's the same strategy, just a little bit more aggressive. what is prop firm? Prop firms are, so with futures, there are prop firms where you can take evaluations. So pretty much you pay like a fee to pass an evaluation. And, you know, I mean, you get all set up, you buy the evaluation. They're not expensive evaluations. You pass the evaluation, they have a profit target, and they have a maximum drawdown. So you kind of have to follow the rules. You pass the evaluation, and they put you with what's called a funded account. And with a funded account, if you follow the rules, you hit that profit target, after that 3K, you can start taking withdrawals. And that's where the powerful part of these prop firm accounts, if you can learn trading, right, you can start taking withdrawals from a very low entry point, and you can start taking, you know, decent sized withdrawals if you know, if you're patient and you can make money trading and follow the rules. So it's like practice. Yeah, it's good practice. And these and the thing about these evaluation accounts, it is good practice because not only it's like a simulated, but you actually have skin in the game, right? Because you have to pay for the evaluation, and then you have to pay for your funded account to actually activate that funded account. So, you know, you do have skin. It's not a lot of money in the game, but it's, you know, you still do have the emotional aspect of trading with money, and you can get paid out. It's not, you know, you can actually take payouts if you follow the rules. And what chart is that? This is NQ futures. Where can I learn? How can I learn? So the way I learned, to be honest with you, the way I learned is I just kind of became obsessed with it. Like, I saw the opportunity that trading can give you if you actually learn how to do it and practice, right? You need a lot of practice. You need time on the charts. You need to watch price action and see what price does, right? All trading is probabilities. You want to take trades based on probabilities. So when I go long, I want the spot where I'm going long for there to be a higher probability that price is going to continue going up than reject. I appreciate honesty and transparency. I like your energy. Again, appreciate the follower. Thank you. Yeah, I do like this, and I you know, I don't want. There's a lot of people that try to, like, you know, sell you stuff and try to sell a course, and just, I really do like trading. I mean, I enjoy it. And it is pretty satisfying when you can predict price action. When you can accurately see price does something and you can see why it's doing what it's doing. This is a prop firm account. It's not a live or business or any of that. But yeah, you can ask me questions. I don't mind the questions. I don't have a Discord or anything. I just trade live. I started not long ago. I started a YouTube channel that's it's in the link in my account. I just started that YouTube channel, so. But I'm mainly live on TikTok. So let's see. All right, we're starting to kind of. What time is it? It's 10:42 already. Dang. Let's see what happens. I mean, this is not a bad. If we can kind of start to, move up this line. I mean, I would like to see what happens at this level right here. I think we could get a rejection off this high. Hopefully, maybe. Let's go. Come on, NQ. So in order for them to get to this level, right, they got to get through this resistance, which they're kind of, it's breaking through. But we need buyers to continue to step in, And that's all it is just like, it's a battle between buyers and sellers. The more buyers step in, price is going to go up. The more sellers step in, price is going to go down. And that's why you see price go down at certain areas and up at certain areas. And that's why some people, now I don't look at level 2. And level 2 is like, is like where you can actually see orders on the books, and people trade off of level 2. There are people who can trade without the chart and just trade based off of level 2 and just trade based off of order flow, kind of like seeing where the aggressive sellers are, where the aggressive buyers are. And there's a thing I used to use. It's called Bookmap. It's pretty it is helpful. I used it for a little bit, and then I just kind of like I stopped using it because I don't really need to use it. But it is helpful, and what it is like, it's called a heat map. So it like highlights all the areas where you have aggressive orders sitting at, right? So like if above this level, if there was like 300 contracts sitting at this level, you would see like a big red line right there, and you understand that there's a huge order sitting there that it has to get through potentially. And those orders a lot of time act as magnets too. Like when you have massive orders in the market, what I've noticed is the market likes to move toward those orders, right? It's like a magnet for those orders because it wants to fill those orders. So my charts are saying look for shorts. Yeah, I mean, we're right now still bearish. There's no reason, unless maybe you have a strategy where you're scalping quick moves, but there's no reason really to go long here. Especially right now. I mean, we're still bearish until we kind of can. If we break this level right here and we don't go down, and we continue going up, once we get above kind of like this, the view op, the 200, it's gonna start confirming that we're gonna keep going up. And then you kind of want to see for a long, you kind of want to see big price action above the view op in 200. And then maybe like a pullback to go long back off it. So right now, right? Now we kind of like... So look at price, right? Look what it's doing. That top yellow line keeps going down too. Yeah, so this top yellow line, it's a... Now, I don't know how they calculate it, but it's the 200-day moving average. So it looks at the past 200 days. So that's why you see, like, this line is a very strong level. Is a very strong indicator because it's a 200-day moving average, which I don't know how the calculation works out, but what it does look at is the past 200 days, which is, that's a long time to look at, to take data off of, so... But, that price will move based on price action. It fluctuates a little bit based off of price action. Because obviously data is always changing, so that line is going up and down a little bit. Now, it's not fluctuating like crazy, because it's a 200-day, but it is moving a little bit based off of today's price action. Isn't it is it 200 candles? Maybe it's 200. Maybe I'm understanding it wrong. That's what I thought. Hold on, maybe I can see. Maybe you're right. Hold on. I thought it was the 200 exponential. It's an EMA, so it's the exponential moving average. Well, yeah, maybe, yeah, mine is probably, actually, you're right. I think mine is period 200 on bar close. Yeah, one. So yeah, mine would be, yeah, you're right. Mine would be the one. Mine is 1 minute, so mine would be the 200 candles. You're right. My bad. But yeah, that's why it's like fluctuating a little bit. Which 200 candles is a freaking. That's a lot of candles. That's pretty much like. Isn't that like pretty much all market? Pretty much this whole. Even more than that. But you're not going to go far past the top yellow line. What do you mean not going to go? If we're, and this is kind of like also, if we're below this line, we're kind of bearish. If we're above it, we're more bullish than bearish. Which same thing as like the view op. And the view op kind of like, it's pretty much right at that line. It's right above it, so. And you look at indicators, like why do indicators actually like is a good like why some indicators seem like they work is because so many people use it. So many people actually use like VWAP, right? The most popular indicator in trading is VWAP. And that's why it's such a powerful indicator. And that's not to say you trade off it, but it's a good gauge indicator, meaning like you gauge your trades off it. If I'm long, I got to be careful if price is pushing to VWAP. If we're above it, we're bullish. If we're below it, we're bearish. Uncle Bro just trying to provide. Yeah, thanks for clarifying that. I'm not. I thought it was. But yeah, you're right. Now that I look at it, it is the 200 candles. 3 hours worth of. How long? Oh, I've been trading. So when I was learning this was a long time ago. So I had a stage of trading like, shoot, I would say like 4 years of just like kind of like not taking it seriously, right? Like I would sometimes kind of like learn it, sometimes not. Like I wasn't trying to learn it. I was just kind of like being stupid, right? Buying randomly, selling randomly. And then, but once I started to get serious about trading, I mean, I've been doing it. So pretty much every single day, minus like a couple days here and there, but like every single day for the past 2 years, I've been like consistently trading every day. So a little before that, but seriously, about 2 years. And that's kind of like, yeah, a big part of trading is being able to just stare at the charts and being able to just watch price action and watch what price is going to do and why it's doing that. And trust me, you will start to notice stuff. You will start to notice. It's like, stare at the charts long enough and you will start to see stuff happen time and time again. Like you look at this. About the same for me. Yeah, and we're always learning, right? It's like trading is never like, you never get to a point in trading where you're just like, I got it figured out, right? I never take any losses, never you grow as a trader when you understand that you're going to have losses. That you're going to take losses, and you don't get emotional if you do take losses because you understand that those losses can be made back. But what's very hard to make back is if you go on tilt and take stupid trades, right? If you give away a week's worth of profits in one trade, that's where it gets bad. Last 2 years, a lot of DTs. Yeah. Yeah, it's been fun, but it's not been easy, I tell you that. But anything that, you know, you can make good money in is not going to be easy. If trading was easy, right, everybody would be making money, and then it wouldn't be as like. But yeah, I wouldn't be looking for a buy right now until we kind of like get back up above there. I'm still looking for shorts at this point. So if we look at price, right? We kind of bounced off this level, and I said, right, if we do start pushing up, this is going to act as resistance right here. This is going to act as resistance. What happened? We pushed up, sellers aggressively stepped in, acted as resistance, we pushed it down. Now, buyers, right, sellers could not make a new low. So buyers stepped in aggressively now. And now look at what's happened. Now they've already tested this level and rejected. So now they're breaking through that level, coming back here. So now it breaks through this level, right? It pushes back. It breaks through this level. Now this is going to have to act as support, right? It was first resistance. Now if it breaks through it, it has to be a support in order for them to hold. And what are they doing, right? They broke it. They pulled back, and now it's kind of it's acting as a support level, and now they're bouncing off that level. And now they could potentially keep going for this high, or, right, if they can't hold this level, they're going to dump it back down, maybe to even these lows. So it's like, you see why, and when you look at it carefully, you see why price is doing what it's doing. Like, it's not, you know, it's not really the most random thing. It's just, you understand why sellers are stepping in aggressively. You understand why buyers are stepping in aggressively at certain levels. I think swing traders are smarter, but not as fun. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you on that. Swing trading is actually, I feel like it's more predictable, right? Because the higher the time frame you go on, the more power it holds, right? Like even liquidity sweeps and all of that, like, and it's less stressful, right? Especially if you have a plan. Like the strategy I do here, I actually have kind of, it's not a swing term strategy, but, and here's the other thing with swing trading, right? You have to wait sometimes weeks for an entry. That's what I can't do. My psychology, I'm not that patient. I can't sit there, you know, I can't come to the charts every single day and maybe take one trade a week, one trade a month. Like, that's swing traders. And then when they do take that trade, they hold it. I just can't. I can't do it. And this is why I got my 4 evaluation accounts that I got. This is exactly why I got these evaluation accounts, because my strategy on my funded accounts that I have happens about once a week. And I'm not about to come here every single day and then wait, and then take one trade a week. I just don't have the patience. I'm going to take stupid trades. And so that's why I kind of got these accounts to be able to scalp off of. Buy shares on Friday, sell on Monday or Tuesday. Is that an actual strategy people use? But yeah, like also swing trading, I feel like price is more predictable swing trading. And you have a lot of time to think versus like, oh yeah, I remember him. Tim Sykes, I remember him. He was I watched it, dude. This was long. This was no lie. This was probably like 4 years ago. I used to watch him when I've been through everything. The only thing in trading that I haven't been through is Forex. I've been through options. I've traded penny stocks. I've done shares. I've done, man, and now I'm at futures, and I don't think I'll ever leave. I like futures. But yeah, I remember penny stocks, dude. Penny stocks those were crazy. There was so much more work with penny stocks because you have to come there and you had to I had to come before and you have to filter out the stocks that are moving and it's so much more work than me just coming in. I literally come in every morning and I just trade NQ. That's it. And the good thing is, here's the other thing, right? Here's the cool thing about trading NQ, trading the same thing every single day, right? You start to learn you start to learn what it likes to do, right? You start to you understand that 10 o'clock, a lot of times we get some kind of a bounce at 10 o'clock. We get a rejection sometimes off at 10:30. And I kind of have that in the back of my mind. You start to know how NQ moves. Because you've been trading it for 2 years every single day. It's like living with someone. If you live with someone long enough, you start to know their every little thing about them. You start to know them better. I used to buy Ford and GE calls every Friday and sell next week. Oh, that's dang. Yeah, I remember him talking about that. Now that I think of it, I remember him talking about something like that. I want that experience. Yeah, you just have to become obsessed with it. In my opinion, the way you become good at trading, and this is the mindset. Here's the mindset I had, right? And don't risk your own money. First, prove to yourself that you can actually trade before putting any kind of live account or any of that. I don't even think there's any point right now with prop firms to even trade a live account. But appreciate the follow. But the experience is the biggest thing, and this is where I think a lot of traders fail, right? Is they don't even last long enough, right? They blow so many accounts and they lose so much money that they can't continue to learn because they just quit. Because, right, you lose enough money and then you just give up. And a lot of people just give up. So you want to be able to keep trading as long as possible. Demo accounts, yeah, even demo accounts, paper trading. I mean, paper trading is awesome. You can literally fund like Thinkorswim had now I don't trade futures with them, but for example, Thinkorswim has a thing where you can put fake money, a simulated account, and you can have a $5,000 simulated account. But you could just do that with prop firms, right? Very low, Apex, 80% off. It's $33 for one account. It's very it's not expensive at all, and you can have a little bit of money, skin in the game, and you can learn. That's the beautiful thing about prop firms is you can learn without risking a lot of money. And if you lose, for example, if you're learning and you bought an account for 33 bucks and you blow it, it's not the end of the world, right? Most people can lose $33 without affecting their lives. But you also got to be careful not to go crazy with it, because $33 multiplied by 20 accounts is crazy. And that's where you can really, so you do have to be careful. AI day traders for us down. I don't think AI will ever really I don't think most strategies, here's why these bots don't really work. Like, you hear of these trading bots, they don't really work. Why don't they work? Because there's a level of discretion that goes into trading, right? It's not all just programmable, right? I mean, there's certain levels, there's certain times that maybe, for example, even my strategy, there's certain times that maybe my strategy, there's a setup, everything looks good, but there's just something about it. I don't like that we're at view op. I don't like that the 200 is right there. But a bot would take that trade and then take a loss. But me as a human, I could see, I don't really like this trade. Even the setup is there, I don't like the trade because there's a lot of resistance above it, and I can see that. So there's a level of discretion that goes into trading that's why I think bots don't work. They do. Mine is doing very well, actually, but that's due to my custom strategy. And hey, here's the thing. A bot can work if you have, and I don't know, a strategy that's fully mechanical, right? Maybe if you do have a strategy where it's if and then, a coding thing, if this happens, then this. If this happens, then, and you can code it, and it can be profitable just off of, if this happens, then this happens, then you take a trade. But, for example, my strategy, there's a level of discretion that goes into it that you can't code a discretion. That's the problem. And I can guarantee you, even with your bot, right? I can guarantee you there are trades that maybe your bot takes that if you were on the computer, you'd be like, nah, I don't want to take this trade. And you would stay out of it. But because your bot is coded to take that trade, it's going to take a trade. Kind of just going sideways here, huh? This is just I really wanted to take a short off this, but it takes trades and has yet to fail me to profits. It's awesome. If you can code it in a way that you know it works, then hey. But speaking, from my experience, I mean, I think there's just and trading is fun. I wouldn't really want to code and have a bot. I think, but what if something happens and you need to what if news comes out and your order slips and it doesn't take you out of the trade? What happens then? Because I feel you would need to be by the computer. If you have a stop loss and you see it price moves down so fast that it doesn't fill your stop loss. But me as a trader on the charts, I can quickly hit flatten all, get out, market, because I see it didn't fill my stop or fill all my orders. But with a bot, you'd be stuck wouldn't you be stuck in a trade because of slippage? I wouldn't turn down a profitable money printer. Yeah, I'm not good at trading. It'll alert me and usually ride it out. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm just wondering about those instances where, now this doesn't happen often, but it can happen. Right? Say, for example, right? If I had a stop loss right here. Say I had a stop loss below the lows. And I had 5 contracts stop loss below the lows. And price just freaking aggressively pushes down because Trump says something or something. And then it takes out two of your orders, but 3 are still on the books, and it just continues dumping, and you're just losing. It can happen, but I know it's rare. But you sitting on the charts, I can quickly just go flatten everything, and then. But hey, if it's profitable, that's pretty cool. Because I don't know a lot of bots that are. I don't know a lot. All I hear are bad things about bots. I've never tried it. But if it works, that's awesome. Oh, if you have an alert, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess you could do that too, if it alerts you. I think we'll dump to 23,122. 23,1. Let's see. Let me go on the 15-minute chart. 23,122. You just have to look at that area. Okay, 23,122. Yeah, so like right there. Yeah, so the only thing with that level is, right, is, let me mark it out real quick. Uh, 23. The only thing with this level is, right, we have to, so it's right below, but let me actually move it so you can see where it is. So the only thing with this level is we have to get through this. This is gonna act as a pretty good support level. So it's gonna need to get through this support level in order to get to that level. But in my opinion, I think if it can't hold this support level, I mean, we could potentially see it drop down to these lows. But it can get there for sure. I mean, it's not far away from there. It's just sweeping. Oh, 112. 112. Where is that? 112. Oh, you're pretty much. That's pretty much where I had my level, or no? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just, yeah. I see why there's a liquidity. There's a liquidity there. Yeah. I mean, it can. That's not something I would like to take. Like this kind of like liquidity. I mean, it could happen. It could sweep it, and this is how I look at liquidities, right? This is definitely could be an area of interest. Appreciate the likes, but if it needs to sweep it and it needs to confirm that they are starting to push it up, right? Buyers need to step in aggressively in order for me to go, okay, this is sweeping it. We're stepping in aggressively. We could potentially look for a long. And that's the cool thing about like that the strategy is like you sometimes if it just keeps pushing down, you never take an entry. It just never works out. You never enter. Bonk? I don't even know. I don't know what bonk is. What's bonk? I just trade. I haven't even like crypto, none of that. I haven't even looked into. I haven't even traded. I don't really trade. I don't trade crypto. I sold all my crypto. I made money on crypto, but I sold it. I got out. I don't know. I just don't. It's too much. I already trade futures. What am I gonna do? Sit after futures, trade crypto? My head's gonna be freaking. Appreciate the likes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. 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 I gotta say thank you for every like. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No like will be without a thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. So do you think fundeds are better than putting your own money? Yeah, I do. I really do. And thank you. The cool thing about fundeds, right? I mean, the only time I think you should ever go to a live is when you've been trading for a long time and you've proven to yourself years of trading that you could do it. There's really no reason. I mean, if there's less rules on a live, yeah, but you could still get payouts, I mean, on a funded without the risk. I mean, there's still risk, you can lose your money, but, you know, but I trade fundeds. I don't see a reason I should get a live. And plus, fundeds are scalable. Like, me having 10 funded accounts is crazy. Like, think about it. In order for me to, like, with 10 funded accounts, right? If I say I have 10 funded accounts and I take $200 profit, that's a $2,000 trade. Do you understand what size of a live account you have to have in order for you to be able to take a $2,000 trade like that? It is a huge account. Like, a lot of money you have to have in your account. Thank you. Especially learning. Like, funded accounts are awesome for learning how to trade. How do you get a funded? I'm gonna try to get I'm planning to, maybe the beginning of next month, I'm planning to get like an affiliate code for the prop firm I use for a funded account. But Apex, the account that the funded account, the prop firm that I use is Apex. It's called Apex Trader Funding. Let me see if I can. I'll put it in the. I'll type it in the comments. So it's called Apex. So that's the name of the prop firm, and that's the prop firm I use, and they're a pretty reputable prop firm. They've paid out, I think recently they just hit 500 million in payouts. So they do pay out. I know some people complain like, oh, I got denied a payout. If you break the rules, you get denied a payout. You continue trading, and if you follow the rules, you can get a payout. It's not like you get denied and you lose all your money. If you get denied a payout, you broke a rule. You just have to trade a number of days, follow the rules, and then you request another payout, and if you follow the rules, they'll accept it. But it's a great way to learn how to trade. Just don't go crazy, like, don't buy like 20 accounts if you don't know how to, if you're still learning. If you're still learning, buy maybe 1 or 2 accounts. I would say 1 account, and then try to pass that account. Once you pass it and you've proven that you can pass accounts, then you can start scaling accounts, right? Then it's just the scaling. When you learn how to trade, then it's just the scaling thing, right? Because the difference of you making $100 and you making $1,000 is 10 funded accounts copy traded. So we took out these lows, right? So what is price, right? Remember, price moves, the way I see it, price moves, it fills imbalances, and it takes out liquidity. Look at that. It takes out highs and lows, whatever you want to call it. Liquidity, highs and lows, same thing. But price moved down, look at this. We have this low right here, right? It took out this low, and then look at this. It's ripping right back up. I'd rather spend $50 and get a big payout. Yeah, that's the thing about funded accounts. Is your barrier to entry with a funded account is so low, and then your reward potential is so high that it's just like, it makes sense. But you will, here's the thing, you will fail funded, especially if you're learning. I failed a lot of I failed a lot of evaluation accounts. I think, no lie, I think I had a whole year of failing accounts. I spent so much money on evaluations learning, but it's like, you know, it's if you're not like going crazy hard on those accounts where you fail it in one trade, if you allow yourself, like you size into positions, you allow yourself that room to be able to trade, to be able to last, right? You don't want to lose your account in one trade. You want to be able to take multiple losers and still have your account. And here's the other thing. Oh, important in trading. Understanding how to be in drawdown, right? understanding that you will have times where you're in drawdown, and being in that drawdown and not getting emotional and being able to get yourself out of that drawdown is also an important aspect of trading. So it's a very, like, if you've ever been no, I haven't been denied a paid out. But their rules are not really hard to follow, right? Their rules aren't that hard to follow. It's not like they have in my opinion, it's not like, I don't think they have, like, you know, crazy. The only rule that kind of, like, you got to be careful with is they have what's called a trailing drawdown, right? So, for example, if you're in a trade, right, and say you're making money, your drawdown trails, right? So, for example, with a funded account, you have a $3,000 profit target you have to hit and a $2,400 max drawdown. But that drawdown trails with you. So as you make profits, like if I was to get into this trade right here, right? And say I made $200, and then I took another trade, and now I'm up $100. My drawdown goes up with it. So it's a live drawdown. So that's why you have to be careful. When you hold long trades and you're up a lot in profit and it moves against you, you can hurt yourself like that. So that's why you just have your position sizing has to be correct. And you know, the trailing drawdown, if you're a scalper, it's like more of like, that's why the funded accounts aren't really for swing trading because of that trailing drawdown. They're more of like for intraday, like kind of trades that I take, like these kind of scalp trades, these like day trades. What do you think about Iron Beam? I've heard of them. I don't know anybody who uses it, but I've heard of them. A lot of traders. I don't know of any traders that really use them. Yeah, it's better than putting 300 and losing it. All 50s to 100s more better than putting your own. Yeah, exactly. Prop firms don't even let you hold overnight. Yeah, and that's the other thing about, prop firm. And there are some you can't hold overnight. You have to close your positions. But you can enter, right? You just can't hold up. You can't hold past that. Like when market closes, you have to be out of your positions by like a certain, I don't know what time it is. I don't even pay attention because I'll never even do that. But yeah, you have to close your position at a certain time, and then market opens at 6 o'clock, right? So market closes at what? 4 o'clock? And then market reopens, futures market reopens at 6 o'clock. And then you can start trading after 6 o'clock. You just have to have your positions closed in that little window. But yeah, and there's like certain prop firms you can't trade news. Like you have to have your positions closed on news events. Like 1 minute, I think it's like 1 minute before news. I don't think Apex has that rule, but certain prop firms you can't trade by news events. Which makes sense, because news events are crazy. They can get you... Oh, is it 5 p.m.? Because I know market closes at 4, but yeah, I guess 5, it's like 5, yeah, you're right. It's like 5 p.m. you have to have your positions closed by 5. And it's like, I guess it's like, I don't know if it's like a maintenance period or what. There's like a little window, I guess, where they, I don't know. But regardless. I mean, it's an hour. It's literally an hour that you can't trade. And then after 6 o'clock, market reopens and you could trade futures market. Is that like trading with a company's money? No, so it's not the company. So here's the way prop firms work, right? You have a lot of people trying to learn how to trade, and you have a lot of people buying evaluations, failing evaluations, buying evaluations, failing evaluations. So the way a prop firm makes money is by people failing evaluations. And the few people that actually get payouts are paid out from the people that failed evaluations. That's typically how a prop firm works, right? Because trading is hard, right? And let's face it, most people that trade prop firms, they're not trying to do this to try to make this like a living off it, right? They're not really trying to learn. What a lot of people are doing is gambling. They're buying accounts and they're trying to make a quick profit and trying to flip accounts. In which it doesn't work. You just end up blowing a lot of accounts. And so that's what happens. But what a prop firm does is it gives you a simulated account. So your evaluation is a simulated, and then they put you in a funded account, which is still a simulated account, but you can get payouts from it. But there are also some prop firms that will put you on a live account. There are prop firms that, if you can prove to them that you can trade and take payouts, they will eventually move you to an actual live account. They'll take the money that you made in profits and they'll move that to a live account. But that's like after you've already proven to them that you can actually take payouts and make money. And then there are also, I think, some prop firms that will copy your trades, right? So they'll copy, if you prove to them that you're a profitable trader and you can get payouts time after time, they'll copy your trades to make money. Call it tuition cost. Yeah, it's a tuition that you pay to the market. Prop firms are scams. They're not scams. People think that they're scams because they some people get denied, but it's because they break rules. It's not because, the prop firm just doesn't want to pay them out. Prop firms, Apex has paid out. Let me look right now on Apex's website how much they paid out. And they have a list. They have a list that they release. I think it's every month, the people that get paid out. So it's not like they don't pay out. They do pay out. It's just not the most people get payouts, because you need to actually, to get a payout, you need to actually follow the rules. So Apex Trader Funding. Let's see. So Apex. So average monthly compensation to customers since January of 2023. Average monthly compensation to customers since January of 2023, $15 million. Total compensation to customers since 2022, sorry. They've paid out a total of $530 million to traders. Total compensation to customers in the last 90 days. So the past 3 months, Apex has paid out $62 million. So you can see how many people fail these accounts. So if you could actually learn how to trade and you follow their rules, and different prop firms have different rules, right? They're all the same, but they have a little bit different, some prop firms. I think prop firms are legit, but they prey on uneducated traders to continue to pay to play the sim. I mean, that's how they make money. It's not that they prey. Listen, it's not that they prey on the uneducated traders. It's that people in general, right? A lot of people's psychology, most people, like you even look at the lottery. What do most people want to do? Most people don't want to work, for 10 years to build up a business to become a millionaire. Most people want to go into a gas station, write down a few numbers on a card, and win $1 million. That's what most people want. And it's the same thing with these prop firms. Most traders that come in and buy these evaluations, they're not looking to actually learn how to trade and actually think of it as like, okay, I'm buying this evaluation account. I'm going to treat this evaluation account like I would an actual live account. 99% of traders don't do that. What 99% of traders do is they want to be able to gamble. They want to be able to pass the evaluation in one day and be able to quickly just kind of gamble their way through a payout and get a massive payout. That's why. And that's why you see people failing time and time again. And even people like me that genuinely wanted to learn how to trade, I still failed because I was learning. That's a part of anything in life. When you learn something, you're going to fail. You're going to fail time and time and time again as you're learning. That's just a part of it. Like, nobody learning how to trade goes into trading and learns it within a month and then starts getting payouts and starts making crazy money. The traders you see making crazy money have all been trading for like 10 years already, consistently. So I'm not a fan of Apex because they have intraday trailing drawdown. I prefer end of day. Yeah, and that's the one thing that a lot of these prop firms have a little bit different. Some prop firms have an end of day drawdown, which is better, and then some prop firms have a trailing drawdown. So you just have to weigh the cons, right? Like you have some prop firms that have an end of day drawdown, but they only allow you maybe 3 accounts, 5 accounts. Apex has an intraday trailing drawdown, but you can have up to 20 accounts copy traded. I don't think there's any prop firm that has more, that you can have more funded accounts copy traded than Apex. But it also depends on how you trade, right? If your strategy, if based on your strategy, you need an end of day drawdown because you like to go for those bigger moves, that's fine. But if you're somebody like me who takes quick scalps, like for me, if I was taking a trade, right, I would take a quick scalp. Like if I was to enter right here, I would take a quick scalp to these highs. So for me, a trailing drawdown doesn't really matter too much because I'm considered kind of like a scalper. So you have to pick a prop firm based on your strategy and what you need to see, what rules you need in your strategy. And the reason I picked Apex is because they're proven to pay out. You got to be careful. Be careful with these unknown prop firms. These new prop firms that come out. You want to trade a prop firm that has proven to pay out people. You don't want to get scammed with a prop firm that, you know, you pass evaluation, you get funded, you do all this work, and they won't pay you out. There have been prop firms that have been caught not paying out traders. But prop firms like Top Step, Apex, they're very reputable prop firms. They've been in the game since the beginning. So NQ moves too much intraday for me. Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, yeah. NQ moves pretty aggressively sometimes. So that intraday drawdown, if you try to go for those big moves, that intraday drawdown can really hurt you. But here's the thing, when you're in drawdown, it doesn't trail anymore. The intraday trailing drawdown only happens when your account is at its all-time highs, right? When you're consistently making money, that drawdown is continuing to go up. But for example, if you're at a loss, like if you're in the negatives, if you're like your account has pulled back, you're still in profit, but say for example you have $2,000 in profit, right? And then tomorrow I make another 200. So I'm at what was it? Shoot. I'm at $2,200 in profit. If on the third day, if I lose $500, right? My drawdown has now stopped. Now if I take a trade tomorrow, because my account is kind of down, it stops. It only targets when you're at the highs of your account. It doesn't trail when you're down. Where are you from, bro? Well, I'm what the heck? Spam callers. I'm Ukrainian, but I'm American. Like, my bloodline is Ukrainian, but, I mean, I was born in America. My parents were born... all my parents were... And my brothers were born in Ukraine. I was the only one who's a purebred American. So, my parents came here to America, and then I was born here. So, I'm American. But yeah, I can... What? Oh, what state? I'm in Florida. Florida! The Sunshine State. Which really isn't really a sunshine state because we get freaking thunderstorms every single day. Yeah, Florida is cool, but freaking hot as... Oh, I lived in California for 10 years. When I moved from California to Florida in 2005. Originally I'm from Sacramento, California. I lived in Sacramento for 10 years. I was actually born in Sacramento, California. M-O? No, Montana's M-A. M-O is what? What's M-O? M-O, M-O, M-O. Sorry, I'm not the best with abbreviations. M-O. Oh, Missouri? Oh, Missouri. Okay. I've never been to Missouri. I want to travel. I want to go to Missouri, Montana. Missouri sounds like a cool state. I want to explore. Home of the Chiefs. Yeah, I would love to go to Missouri. I haven't been to too much places. I've been to California. I've been to like Georgia, Alabama. I mean, South. It's a vibe. Do you live in like a big city or a small town? Oh dang, it's already 11:30. I gotta hop off. And it's Friday. This is just sideways action. I mean, look at this. There's really nothing. We've just been going sideways for the past. Oh, Blue Springs. That's a pretty decent size. Appreciate the likes. Thank you guys. So yeah, I mean, as of now, I mean we're just going sideways. I think it's a day to call it a Friday. You know, it's a good time to step away from the market, come back Monday, see what happens Monday. It's just kind of like sideways action at this point. Yeah, the fact people are actually trading this price action blows my mind. Yeah, there's not really anything to trade. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people are like, I don't know. I mean, hey, traders, the gamblers are trading this. The people that are just like buying in random areas, hoping to make profit. It is. Don't lose the week's profit. Hope you get a payout soon. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, protect your profits is a big thing in trading. Gotta protect your profits. It's better to go in to a Friday. It's better to go into a weekend and maybe not even taking a trade and understand you're going in. Start fresh Monday. You made money this week, or if you even didn't make money this week, you understand that next week is gonna come, and you know we're gonna get more price action next week. Done for the day. It's a good time to call it done, and we're starting to get slow. It's already middle of the day. They are using the enter and pray method on this price action. Yeah. Hey, I used to do this too. I used to buy at random areas, and then when I made money, I would be so happy. But I didn't realize that like it's not gonna last because you're literally trading with no plan. So how are you supposed to like make money long term when you're just? It's maybe it's just something every beginner goes through. Like that's a downside of being obsessed with trading is when you're obsessed with trading, you want to trade all the freaking time. Like you want to trade every single little move. And the more you trade, the longer you do it for, you get burned so many times that you just become more patient. You're just like, I'm just going to stay out of this stupid trade. I'm going to stay out of this. Oh, this looks good. And you enter the trade. And I think maybe it just comes with experience. Maybe it's something every trader goes through. But yeah, it's... But yeah, it is funny. It's funny because every trader, it seems like, goes through that stage. Because it's look at this. It's counterintuitive of a typical job, right? Think about it as a typical job. A typical job, the more you work, is typically good, right? When you work at something more and more and more, you typically will make more money. Trading is completely opposite. Typically, the more you work, I'm not saying learning aspect, I'm saying trading. The more you trade, there's not a direct correlation if just because you trade more, the more money you'll make. There's not a correlation at all. Typically, it's the less time you spend on the charts, the more money you can make because you take your trade, you take your setup, and you walk away. And then if you trade all day, you end up making money and then giving it back, going on tilt, and just not works good. It's a weird thing in trading. Yeah, overtrading is a real thing. Overworking? I mean, it's not really... Nobody really says, dude, I lost so much money overworking. I think our minds gets weird. Yeah, it's a really like a weird psychological thing. We're starting to push, dang. But at this point, I'm not taking a trade even if something sets itself up. Like this is something I could potentially, this is something if it was a little earlier, I would potentially like to look for, right? that I maybe would be interested in. Like, look at this gap. Like, typically, this is what I would look for. Price action sweeps this high right here, inverses this gap, and starts going for the low. I don't really want to take this just because it's literally 11:30, and I don't know how price moves really. I just prefer not to take it at this point. If this was like 10 o'clock, or 10:30, I would potentially think of taking this. We're rejecting off the 200. So like my idea, right? If we take out this high right here and we inverse this gap right here, my idea is we're at least going for these lows. So you can take a quick scalp to these lows right here. That's what I would potentially do. Take a quick scalp for the lows. Maybe have my stop above like these highs right here. But that's kind of how I would. Yeah, walk off. Yeah, I gotta. And here's why also I wouldn't want to take this trade, because the last thing I want to do is get into a trade and be stuck for an hour in a trade just because it's 11:30. That would be the worst. You get in a trade, you're like, all right, let me just quickly take this trade right now. I'll just quickly get in, you know, make money, whatever, and walk away. And then you get into the trade, and it's just sideways for the next hour. And you're just sitting here for an hour going, why did I take that trade? Do you trade MNQ or NQ as the average contract? I trade MNQ. I trade micros. Typically, because, so the way I size is I base my risk off of the drawdown. So for example, right? Last night I was trading Asia. It took 2 hours to get stopped. Yeah, that's why I don't like overnight. It just moves too slow. Trade eval when I meant to use. Oh, that's. Yeah, I've done that. But here's how I base my contract size off of, right? For example, say you have an evaluation with a $2,400 drawdown, right? So you kind of want to allow yourself some room, right? So for example, kind of like with my strategy, I typically know I don't really take more than 3 losses in a row. Like, that's not really common for me to take 3 losses in a row, just because I'm scalping, right? It makes sense. So I allow myself, so it would be 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 25. So like a $2,400 drawdown with a $500 risk on an eval allows me to, and I go more aggressively on evals, a little more aggressively, and then when I'm in a funded, I scale down even more. But like, for example, an eval, if I was risking right now, I'm risking $500 a trade, right? The way I base my risk, I understand that I want to risk $500 a trade on my eval. I have these blocks. You see these blocks right here? Every block is 10 points. So I can multiply, right? I understand that every 10 points on one micro is $20 move. So every block is 10 points. So every block on one micro is 20 bucks. So I can calculate. If I was going short right here, say price was to close right here, I can quickly go 20, 40, 60. So that's $60 risk on one micro, and all I have to do is multiply that to get to 500, right? Whatever that is. Is that like 5 or whatever? So you just multiply the contracts to get to the risk you want to take on that trade, and that's how I calculate my risk. That helps, thank you. Yeah, no problem. And have those. You can do that. There's a setting where you can adjust these blocks, where you can have these grid lines set to 10 points, and it really helps you out because you understand in your mind that every block is $20 on one micro, and all you have to do is just multiply it, you know, based on how much risk you want to take. So, all right, I'm gonna have to hop off because I have some stuff I gotta go eat, and then I gotta go work. But all right, thank you guys for joining. I'll be back on Monday. So if you want to stop by Monday, I'll be here. Y'all have wonderful weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Don't take any more stupid trades. Log off. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll be back Monday. So that's that. Have a good weekend. Peace out.